Today, I want to show you my daughter's absolute favorite curriculum that we do in our homeschool. If she could pick, this would be all that she would want to do. It's an online science program called Mystery Science that uses video lessons and simple hands-on activities to teach science in a way that just really seems to grab kids' attention. So let me show you how you can use this awesome online science curriculum in your homeschool. Mystery Science is a standards-aligned online science curriculum that is used in public schools throughout the United States, but it can also be used by families at home. They have full science units for kids ages 5 to 12, but they also have a ton of really interesting mini lessons. And you can get a free trial now that will last all the way to June, which is really great. But the free trial does not cover each lesson in every unit. So if your child ends up liking it as much as my daughter did, then you'll probably want to upgrade to the full membership. And it's really very affordable. You can get a membership for the full school year for just $99, and that does cover your whole family and all of the units and lessons in the program. So in my opinion, that's very reasonable. I was willing to pay for it after I saw how much fun my daughter was having. So when you sign up and put in your child's age, it's going to recommend units for them based on their age. You can do any of the units that you want, but the lessons will definitely be geared towards that age group. For instance, sometimes my younger kids want to do it too, so we'll pick something from the younger age groups. And the lessons are still fun, but they're just a little too simple for my older daughter. So anyway, when you're ready to get started using this, you can come up here and pick an age range or choose see all units to see everything that's offered. So then just pick something that interests your child. We started with this one on heredity, survival, and selection. So there are 5 lessons in this unit, and the way we have been using this is we do about 1 lesson a week. Because of course my daughter wants me to do it with her, and it takes anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour depending on the activity. And one thing I really love about this is that the activities do not require a lot of prep work. Most of them are just a worksheet you print out, maybe some cutting and pasting, but it's all mostly done with just paper that you print from the lesson. I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look at one of the lessons. So I think this was the first lesson we did on here, and it was so much fun. And just a note here, the way these are written is more for a classroom, so you can ignore a lot of this, like how many copies it tells you to print. So before you start a lesson, just scroll down here to prep instructions. So it tells you for this activity, each person will need a Fruit Market Mysteries worksheet, these fruit card pages, and a pair of scissors. So then scroll back up here, find the items you need, and print them out. So I would open up the fruit cards printout here and print it. Just 1 copy if you're only doing this for 1 student. And then I'd print out this Fruit Market Mysteries worksheet. And you could also print these answer keys if you want to. So that's it. Once you have that printed and grab a pair of scissors, you're ready to start the lesson. So you just scroll back up here and press play, and the video walks you through the lesson and activity. It really couldn't be more simple. So it usually starts with a video intro. Then there may be some discussion questions. Then they'll tell you how to do the activity, and then there will be a video at the end to wrap up the lesson. So let me just pause here and play this for you so you can see what a lesson is like.
Hey, it's Esther from the Mystery Science team. There's a farm stand near where I live that I sometimes visit to buy fruits and vegetables. Depending on the season, they sell different things, and I look forward to finding out what new fruits and veggies will be for sale each week. But one time, I showed up at the farm stand and saw a fruit I had never seen before. It looked like this. One look and this mystery fruit immediately became my new favorite. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. It's bright yellow with long twisty ends. It's almost shaped like a squid. What's not to love? I had to know more about this mystery fruit. What was it? Where did it come from? And how was I supposed to cook with it? If you've seen one of these fruits before, maybe you already know the answers to some of these questions. But I didn't even know the name of this kind of fruit. How was I supposed to know what to do with it? I decided to look around the farm stand and see if I could find any other fruits or veggies that were similar to my mystery fruit. There were two that stood out to me right away: lemons and bananas. They're both bright yellow, just like the mystery fruit. That yellow color is something we can easily observe about these fruits. It's a trait. But lots of things have this trait. Sunflowers are yellow, some butterflies are yellow, and some frogs are yellow. But would you say that this mystery fruit has many traits in common with this frog? Definitely not, right? Yellow color is just about the only trait these two have in common. So let's observe a little closer. Besides color, what other traits does the mystery fruit have in common with this lemon? How about this bunch of bananas? In today's activity, we're going to play a game called Fruit Market Mysteries. To help you figure out if our mystery fruit should be grouped with a banana or a lemon, you're going to practice using your observation skills, carefully examining the traits of different plants that you'd find at a fruit market. First, we'll show you the outside of 3 different fruits. You'll examine their traits and take a guess about which 2 you think should be grouped together. Then, we'll show you the insides of those same fruits, plus their leaves and their flowers. Every trait these plants have in common is a clue or a piece of evidence that they belong in a group together. The more evidence you can find, the better your guess will be. Then you and your partner will get a set of fruit cards and play a matching card game. Your challenge is to sort these cards into groups based on all the evidence of the traits they have in common. Can you figure out all the fruit groups? We'll show you how to get started step by step. Get your supplies. You'll get more supplies later. When you're done with this step, click the arrow on the right. For this activity, you'll work with a partner, someone to share your ideas with as you play the game. Okay, let's start with round 1. Examine the traits of these 3 fruits: a cherry, a plum, and a grape. In real life, these fruits are very different sizes, but we'll zoom in close so we can see each one clearly. Which 2 fruits would you group together at the market? Why do you think that? Circle your guesses for question 1 on your worksheet. Now look at the fruit's insides, leaves, and flowers. You're looking for 2 fruits with the most traits in common. Discuss your observations with your partner. Does this change which 2 fruits you would group together? It's okay if you change your mind. When scientists gather more evidence, they sometimes change their minds too. Discuss. Which 2 fruits would you group together? Why do you think that? Then, answer question 2 on your worksheet. Now that you've practiced your observation skills, you and your partner are going to work together to sort a lot more fruits into groups. Get the rest of your supplies. You and your partner should each take a page and then cut along all the dotted lines so that you have a set of cards. Lay out all of the cards on the desk between you and your partner. Work with your partner and examine all your cards carefully. Compare their leaves, flowers, outsides, and insides. Then try to sort your cards into 5 groups. Discuss. Which fruits did you put in a group together? Why did you sort them that way? Here were the groups we found. Apples and pears are really different shapes on the outside, but on the inside, the star-shaped patterns of seeds is so similar. Their leaves look similar too, and so do their flowers. These traits are all evidence that these two go in a group. Some of these fruits might already be familiar to you, and some might be fruits you've never seen or tasted before. Even if you didn't know much about a fruit on its own, by comparing it to other fruits, you could figure out which group it belonged in. One trait alone wasn't enough to group fruits together, but the more traits they had in common, the more evidence we had that they belonged in the same fruit group. So if we could group even unfamiliar fruits together by traits, could doing the same thing help us learn more about our mystery fruit from before? Let's take one more look at the mystery fruit. Take a close look at its outside, inside, leaves, and flowers. Now, take another look at the groups you made with your cards during the activity. Which group would you place the mystery fruit into? What evidence do you have that it belongs there?
So that's what a typical lesson on mystery science is like. If you use Google Classroom, you can assign lessons over here. If you want to extend the lesson, they'll usually have vocab words, a reading selection, an assessment, links to related mini lessons, additional activities, and a lesson transcript. So if a lesson really caught your child's attention, you can dive deeper into the topic. If you want to search for a particular topic, you can do that here. You can switch between the different lessons and go in any order you want, although I suggest you do the lessons in each unit in order. If you go back to the main screen, you can access the mini lessons, which are really fun. These are short 5-minute lessons that answer questions such as, can animals get a sunburn, or how dangerous is it to look at the sun, and so much more. If your student has an idea for a lesson, they can submit their suggestions through the curiosity jar. If you're interested in reading about their standards alignment or taking a look at the pacing guide, they have a lot of teacher resources that you can look at. There are so many interesting science units on here. It just approaches science in a way that makes it so fascinating. I've learned so much along with my daughter, and it's just another fun activity that we get to do together. My only wish is that they had more science units and that we found this sooner. My daughter is going to be sad once we've finished all the units. And I know you're going to ask if this is a complete science curriculum. And I mean, no, it's not going to teach science in a systematic way like a textbook. So especially for the older kids, I'm sure you're going to want to cover more than just this. But for a fun activity that I think your kids are really going to love to do, I suggest that you check out this homeschool science curriculum. You might as well take advantage of the free trial. You'll get a lot of lessons included without having to pay for anything. So there's really nothing to lose by signing up unless you're worried that your kid will like it too much and you really don't want to have to pay for the upgrade. If you have any questions on the Mystery Science program or just a general question on homeschooling, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching.